Bottom of the hour, we're back on Get Up. We're still in disbelief after the Knicks overcame a 22-point fourth-quarter deficit to beat the Cavs in overtime last night, doing it on the back of Jalen Brunson and at the expense of James Harden, who allowed 9 buckets in the fourth quarter and overtime. Stephen A. was fired up.
I mean, they looked absolutely awful for more than 3/4 of the game. And then after that, it was 7 minutes left. They were down 22. And then all of a sudden, Jalen Brunson goes ballistic and literally should be arrested for the assault that he put on James Harden. Just abused him at every single turn. Annihilated him. It ain't just Jalen Brunson that should be arrested for assault. It's the rest of the Knicks, because everybody at that point was targeting James Harden because he couldn't stop a cold.
So, typically understated, Stephen A. We'll hear from him coming up in an hour and a half. But you made an interesting point. It came from this side of the table. I can't remember who said it first. This feels like if there was going to be a game to win, and the fans in Cleveland will very well remember the game I'm thinking of. Game 1 of the finals against Golden State, the J.R. Smith game. When reaction?
Because speaking of timeouts. Speaking of timeouts.
I don't think the Cavaliers are going to win that series anyway, but any chance they had at all of even making it competitive went up in smoke in that moment. And while this isn't the same stage and it's not any of that, this has a bit of a feel to me of that.
LeBron punched the whiteboard, cracked the bone in his hand, and that was it. That's how mad he was, because he knew he missed it. And the Cavs players are all being diplomatic, but they knew how bad this was. Jalen Brunson was being diplomatic after the game. When Lisa said, "How'd this happen?" He said, "I don't know." He does know. He knows exactly what happened in this. And
Mike Brown said it.
Yeah.
Mike Brown said we were targeting
exactly
James
what it
Harden.
is.
You don't hear that very often, by the way. Mike Brown, the coach of the Knicks, basically said afterwards, "Oh yeah, we were targeting James Harden."
Where did Mike Brown used to coach?
Yeah, he used to coach Golden State.
You hear privately.
Oh, so there's a back. You're talking about like the history with Harden.
He used to coach in Cleveland.
Oh, and
used to
Cleveland
coach in
too.
Cleveland.
That's right. That's right. I was thinking of him on the Golden State bench. Yes.
You hear privately. I mean, we all have been behind the curtain. And that's where you get to talk. All these things at the lectern, at the dais, most of it's a waste of time. You want real explanations, you go often to assistant coaches, but the coaches who are strategists, and they will tell you privately, because they don't want to be seen saying it publicly. But you know what happened. And so there are people, this is what is part of what, sadly, James Harden's been a great player. He's been an MVP in this league. Mm-hmm. But this has been going on every May for more than 10 years. This defensively. And I remember asking players, why are you doing this? What's happening? And you get the explanation. This doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's not like the Knicks designed this yesterday morning. They knew if they could get to this, and if Cleveland acquiesced and allowed it to happen, that's how they're going to get back. And the fact that both things happened is sort of amazing.
What I'm about to say, I'm not saying with my chest, but I'm going to say it. The Cavs were down 2-0 in the last series to the Pistons.
Yeah.
They come back and win 4 out of 5. In the first round against Toronto, they had a very difficult loss. You may remember R.J. Barrett hits the shot that bounces on the rim 3 times. They had to drag themselves back to Cleveland after that. They have, because I said they're 8-7. That means they've had a lot of losses in the last 5 weeks. They have picked themselves up from it before. But this Knicks team is really good. And, the thing is, for the last, 10 days, they came down. Now they've got momentum again.
That's the thing. It's the rest versus rust thing. There's no more rust. And the rest, I think, starts to be a bigger advantage now.
Back-to-back Game 7s. That is mentally, psychologically, physically exhausting. That was the game to get. As a player, I don't know how. You try to tell yourself, oh, that one's over. It's in the chamber. It's done. It ain't. It always sits there. It's going to sit there.
That one felt like a big one. It felt like more than one win and more than one defeat last night. Meanwhile, in the West, we got Game 2 of the Western Conference.
Cavs right now in complete control, and they have stunned this Garden crowd.
The Knicks, they're within range. It only takes a couple of shots to put that pressure back on the Cavaliers.
Brunson, three-pointer, puts it in! Captain Clutch has come alive! What a turnaround here in the fourth quarter. Shannon, a three-pointer. It's good! And the fans dancing with joy. They have watched one of the greatest comebacks in NBA playoff history.
They dominated us in the fourth quarter.
I give Brunson a lot of credit. He was fantastic, but that was a damn gag job right there.
We lost. We blew it. All right. let's run for game 2. Simple as that.
Windy opened the show exactly the right way. When I said, did the Knicks win or did the Cavs lose, he said yes. And here's one of the reasons why. James Harden struggled, and that's putting it nicely, when guarding Jalen Brunson, who scored 15 points on 7 of 11 shooting when guarded by the Beard. 8 of those shot attempts came in the fourth quarter. Jay, Will, we got the touchscreen, we got the iPad, we are ready to roll. Show us exactly what happened.
So, Greeny, Jalen Brunson was cooking James Harden throughout the course of the game, correct?
Right.
And there hasn't been one time throughout the course of the game where they went to a double team. So schemes matter down the stretch. Whether that was James Harden doing it on his own or Kenny Atkinson, it should have been told from the coach. Let's put up the players so I can show you who I'm talking about defensively so you can see who these numbers are. Sam Merrill here, James Harden here, Mikal Bridges. With the basketball, you're going to see right here Jalen Brunson. Now, as the play continues to develop, as we're looking here, you're going to see double team on Jalen Brunson. There's no need to do it, but they're going to try to get the ball out of his hands. So as the play continues, play goes up, boom, double team. Now right here. Now you're automatically going to see a guy like Mikal Bridges. He's going to drag to the corner, right? It's floor spacing. And you look at the numbers here that we have. Numbers. Everybody's in help. Okay, double teaming on the ball once again. Right here, Greeny, on the ball. As the play continues to develop, he's going to drag it out. That's what guards are taught to do, drag out the screen. Now, the person to watch here is, look at my man here. Who is James Harden guarding? The screen is being dragged out here. Sam Merrill's back on the ball. He should be back on his primary defender. He is not. He's in no man's land because they decided to double team. Play gets dragged out. He approaches him again. Great recognition by Jalen Brunson. As he goes, you're going to see the vision right here. It's an easy pass because James Harden is in no man's land. Play goes. Mikal Bridges for a bucket. Yeah. Just poor recognition by James Harden. And why are you blitzing? Literally, the next possession, same thing, off a ball screen. He's going to help off the ball screen. They're trapping again. Why are you trapping? This is basketball 101. Even if Sam Merrill's trying to get back, pull up for a second, he tries to get back here in this play, you're going to see easy ball rotation. Boom, boom. He's going to be forced to come up. He's going to have to rotate over, and he's going to try to get up here at the same time. Just watch how the play naturally goes. Double team, why are you in rotation? Why just not switch? Donovan Mitchell has to get up. Ball gets rotated over to Landry Shamet again. Boom, three-point shot.
That's the big three.
All I'm going to say, 2 threes that tied the ball game. If you had just stayed down and played him one-on-one, you would have forced him to make 3 tough twos instead of 2 easy transitional threes.
I think that's an important point to make here. You may be saying, wait a minute, we're criticizing him for not double-teaming Brunson. Now they're criticizing him for double-teaming Brunson. What you're saying is the time to do that is when he's putting the big comeback together. Now, when you're going possession by possession and it's a 3-point game late, the last thing in the world you want to be doing is scrambling defensively and giving up a 3.
And what's the thing that the Knicks are most efficient at doing? Shooting the 3-point shot, right? So that you just doubling him is fine. If you do that throughout the course of the game, you just don't double him for the first time in the last minute and 22 seconds.
I want to get Micah Wilbon into this quickly, and I want to get PK Subban in here. PK is going to join us. We're going to preview the Western Conference Final in the NHL, which starts tonight here on ESPN in a minute. But you were at the Knicks game last night. And I'm just curious, 36 hours from right now, they will be in the second quarter of Game 2. They have to move forward quickly. As an athlete, how do the Cavaliers go to sleep last night, do whatever it is they do today, and be ready to go out there and play for their season tomorrow night? How does an athlete go past a loss like that?
Well, first they're going to have to rest. Obviously, coming off of a Game 7, that's an emotional letdown to be up 20 in any game with 7 minutes left and drop that one. But how do you prepare to stop a guy like Brunson? They got to get him on a leash and fast. What he did on the latter part, we know in those games, the game's going to bottleneck, right? So Jay went through some of the defensive schematics, but this is a premier player. You have to find a way to get the ball out of his hands. And to me, the Knicks were prepared in the latter part of that game. They made all the right decisions with the ball. They took care of the ball. They managed it. And they got the ball into the hands that they needed to. It wasn't just Brunson who did it. It was timely scoring and timely plays that won the game for the Knicks down the stretch. You talked about Harden. They knew that his game was going to deplete as the game went on, and it showed. It showed.
The rest versus rust thing, obviously, may have actually played a major factor last night. You saw rust, perhaps, early from the Knicks, and then the rest becomes a huge factor late. And so the question, if people are waking up this morning saying, is this over? Did the Cavaliers have their one shot last night and didn't get it done? What would you, someone's going to walk up to you in the street and ask you that question today.
Do they have a chance? The Cavaliers
going to
come back? No. I don't see it. I mean, we're talking about an emotional component here, and Jay perfectly laid out what happened last night and what the Cavaliers are going to have to look at and study. But emotionally, they've done it twice. I know people can say, wait a minute, they did it against Toronto. They did. Knicks are a different animal, better team. I don't see it.
It seems unlikely right now. All right, we'll have much more on the basketball as we go. But we have PK here because the Western Conference Final in the NHL begins tonight. Game 1 between the Golden Knights